Hi everybody, this is Celeste and I'm a Nationally Certified Interventionist. I'm a recovery coach. I'm also a family coach, and I'm here with Miley for Mondays with Miley, and we're doing it a little bit late today. We had some other stuff going on after work, and here's Miley. She's being all cute and cuddly, and that's a little bit about what I want to talk to you about tonight is her cute and cuddly. Like, this is just really her sweet cuddly. Having a hard time getting a good angle on that, but she's just being super cuddly. And you know, there's stereotypes about hounds, about, you know, they're hunting dogs and they're high energy and they're loud and they're stubborn, and you know, a lot of that's true. Yeah, a lot of that's true, and because that's what they're bred to do as part of their breed and their job as hunters. And Miley was actually trained to be a hunting dog, and that didn't quite work out for her. I'm not really sure what it was in her personality or temperament that she wasn't quite the right fit for a hunting dog. So I was fortunate enough to benefit from that. And people see that loud, energetic, stubborn hunting side to them a lot, but there's another side to hounds that a lot of people don't see, and this comes up a lot on I'm part of a Facebook group about that, where there's people. Most of the people on the page own blue tick coonhounds like Miley, or some variation of blue ticks, and the common theme on there, I mean, aside from some of those other things that I was just talking about, the being loud and noisy and high energy and hunting and all that kind of stuff, is that blue ticks are very sweet. They're very loving, they're very affectionate, they're very sensitive. So you know, if they get reprimanded for something or they get in trouble, their feelings are easily hurt. They've got such a sweet side to them, and that's really a common thing that I see on this group, is just how sweet and loving they are and gentle, and what good friends they are. And Miley wants to be on camera, and those are really the qualities that you look for when you're looking for a good service dog, which she's working to become a service dog. So part of what I've really been doing with Miley in our training is really nurturing those aspects of her personality. And she loves nothing more than, you know, we'll be either going to bed or getting up in the morning. She loves to roll over, get her belly rubbed. She loves to cuddle. She's all affectionate, and those are really some of the main qualities that I, you know, looking for in a service dog. And so, you know, I take those strengths that she has, and I've really been encouraging them and telling her, good girl, like when she's engaging in those loving behaviors and those that affection and that cuddle time. She gets a lot of good girls, which, you know, the sensitive part of her and the people pleasing side of her really loves. She loves nothing more than to be told she's a good girl. So I've really been encouraging that with Miley, and she loves it. She loves getting that feedback, and she loves being told, I love you. She loves that positive feedback. And she just thrives on that. That's her main motivator in training. So I give her a lot of that when we're doing our training exercises and trying to get her to learn skills or improve on skills. I mean, obviously she's motivated by treats like a lot of dogs, but I think she's even more motivated by those positive affirmations. So I really give her a lot of that, and it's been so effective in helping her thrive and be successful in her training. And, you know, I think a lot of times they think, like, why can't we be more like that as people? And, you know, really doing that for one another and really encouraging each other's strengths rather than focusing on other people's weakness. And I think that's such a common part of human nature, is we look for the negative things, and that's just part of our genetic pattern and our genetic code, right? Like, even from an evolutionary perspective, you know, we look for the negative, like as far as warning signs about what's wrong in the environment, what could be a threat, what could, you know, things like that. So to survive, you know, hundreds of years ago when survival was a lot harsher. So I mean, that's part of our makeup. but like when you give people that positive feedback and that encouragement and encouraging their strengths, you really start to see a big shift in people and how they perform and even their motivation. Like, you know, I can ask like Miley to do anything because I encourage her so much that she's, you know, she'd walk through fire if I asked her to, because she's so motivated to do those behaviors, because, you know, she thrives on that encouragement. Not that I would ask her to walk through fire, but she's just so eager and motivated to do right, because she, you know, I try to minimize, you know, the negatives, right? So even if she does something that is an undesirable behavior, I'll correct her. But then I try to, then shortly after that, if I see that she's doing the behavior that I want, I try to give her 10 times more encouragement than I did correction. And you know, she went with me to work on Friday, and she was so calm. Like, people were like, I can't believe how calm she is. Like, she was chilling out in my office. She was just being amazing. Like, she was just amazing in the workplace, and she's come so far in her service dog training and her level of self-control, and even being in restaurants around food and people and major stimulation. She's just so chill. Like, even the other day, the trainer and I were laughing because, you know, around all this food and stimulation, she was actually starting to like doze off, right? Which is a good thing, bad thing, right? Because you want them to get to that point when they're working where they're that relaxed. Maybe not quite that relaxed where they're falling asleep, but you still want them to be alert. But just her progress has been phenomenal, and I really give a lot of that to really just nurturing her strengths and her positives, and highlighting that rather than focusing on, you know, she's loud, she's high energy, you know, she has, you know, and allowing her time where she can go be loud, she can go be high energy, you know, she goes to the dog park, she gets that part of her fulfilled. But and allowing for that, and also just nurturing her strengths, and she's got so many of them, and she's been doing really, really good. And it's been a pleasure to see her progress and her maturing. And, you know, I actually get in, the one thing I get in trouble for actually with the trainer is that if she does something that I don't necessarily like, a behavior that I want, like an undesirable behavior, I take responsibility for that, because it's up to me to correct that. So if she's doing something inappropriate, that's my bad because I did something wrong. But if she does something good, I tend to give her all the credit. Like, she's come a long way. And he's like, no, you can't give her all the credit, because you've done a lot of work in supporting her to get to that point. So that's one of my big lessons too, is, you know, we're a team and I've got to take half the credit. So I'm going to give Miley half and take half for myself, and which is hard for a lot of us. You know, it's hard for a lot of us to take credit for something positively done. And, you know, I'm not a perfect dog parent. I'm learning all the time, and I know that I've made mistakes, and I'm freely willing to admit where I've made mistakes. And, you know, sometimes I'm impatient. I want things to happen quicker. You know, I have really high expectations, and, you know, I've realized that from very early on, that sometimes my expectations are, high. And, you know, I had to realize that you can't take an 11-month-old puppy and expect them to be a mature, grown-up, well-trained dog in a week. Like, that's just, and I'm like, hey, you need to chillax on that. And I realized that fairly early on, that, you know, I need to set the bar to realistic for what's realistic for her. And, you know, she's always met those bars that I've set for her as far as training goes, and a lot of times she's actually exceeded it. And she's just amazing. And you know what, I'm learning from my mistakes, and she's learning from her mistakes, and, you know, we just try to, you know, learn from it, move on, don't dwell on it, don't hold hard feelings, and, you know, move forward. And, you know, it's been a great learning experience. And you know, I've really loved seeing the process of really nurturing her strengths and really drawing those out. And she's really eager to have those drawn out, because she is super sweet and super affectionate and just awesome. You know, I love my Miley, and she's the best. You're the best, Miley. You're such a good girl. She's working on her bone right now, so she's busy doing our Monday with Miley bone thing. So thank you for tuning in for our late version of Mondays with Miley, and everybody have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. And Miley says she loves you all, and lots of hugs and kisses and doggy licks. Have a good night, everybody.